rules.
Okay.
Take a seat. So between the pair of you, talk to one another and decide what you believe should be a house rule, so that when the house rules are broken, there are consequences for that. We want to make them more self-disciplined.
I think rule number 1 should be no hitting.
Yelling. Okay,
no
no
hitting. Okay, so rule number 2?
Should be
No
yelling.
fighting. And no fighting.
No
Yeah,
fighting.
no
Okay, no
hitting.
fighting. So no verbal abuse. That's rule number 2.
Got it. Number 3.
You can't take anything without asking.
Just start with those. Don't feel like you've got to put too much on the plate.
Okay.
You know, so, let's not run before we can crawl. Right, Mitch, why don't you stand up in front of the telly?
Okay.
And why don't you be honest to your kids about the things that you haven't been good with doing? It's a good lesson.
Okay, well, I've argued with your mother at times, and I apologize to you guys for arguing with her, and in the process, you guys being caught up in the middle. I love all of you, and I only want the best for all of you. All right?
Yes.
Do you love me? I love you. And I guess they boys, so they can't express their feelings, right? Right?
I love you, Dad.
Okay, so I was looking for some acknowledgement. I like to feel love too.
Well, it looks like you better give your dad a big hug then if he's looking for that love. I'd just squeeze the air out of him. That's what I would do. Squeeze the air out of him.
Thank you.
Squeeze the air out of him.
Thank you.
Okay, so your turn. Your turn. It's kissy to hear
that felt
that.
heartfelt. Like the way you pulled your hand away. Stand up. You did that with an attitude. You pulled away. That's how you feel about me?
No.
Everyone else did come up here without no problem. You get up and did it grudgingly. Why?
Because you ignore me.
Who ignored you?
You.
I ignored no one.
Is that how you feel?
Yes.
Is that how you feel? You felt like he didn't hear you?
I said it loud. I said it twice, so.
I didn't hear you. You assumed that I heard you, and because you assumed, this is the attitude you give. How about that?
You was hoping that he'd turn around and say that I love you too.
Yeah.
I think you struggle with learning how to deal with Cameron, and I think he's been the one that's had to endure this dysfunction for the longest. He's depressed.
I know he is.
He's resentful. I've noticed the one thing that these children do is they don't really give you a lot of eye contact when they talk to you either. To them, it seems even confrontational to have eye contact, or it becomes very serious and a point of making somebody feel very awkward and uncomfortable. What are the things about your mum that you've just, deep down, you just feel like really angry with or really upset about?
She always talks to me. She always yells.
Do you lean on Cam as your firstborn? Do you lean on him in a way?
Yes. I do.
All right, bingo. All right, so we just hit the red spot. What are the things that you feel you lean on him with?
I feel like by him being the oldest, some of the things that his younger siblings do, I think he should correct them if I'm not around.
So you ask him to take on a role that really Mitch should have taken on, but Mitch didn't. If you have a partner who's not doing what you need him to do, okay, your projected anger goes straight onto your firstborn son. What that creates for a young kid is this extreme burden and pressure to not be the kid, yeah? Because as a child, they're being asked to do certain things that you would expect a grown man to do. So the relationship becomes warped and really strained because you expect Cameron to do it because Mitch hadn't been doing it. No, don't stop it from crying. Don't suppress it any longer. Just let it out. You've been holding it in for long enough, Kay. But at some stage, you've both got to wake up and go, what am I doing that I have one son that is so distant to the rest of the family? It's not nice to see parents get upset, But I know it's an important part of this process because it's a realisation. And I think it was a wake-up call for Mum and Dad today. They realised that they haven't handled their own feelings in a mature fashion. And it's time that these parents stepped up. We received a text from Kay Mitchell just before midnight last night saying that she didn't want the help anymore. She didn't want us there. And somewhere between me saying goodbye, Dad coming back from work, and Mum talking to Dad, this has occurred. So I really need to find out what went on in that grey area. So my job is to go in and actually talk to Mum and have her air those feelings. Yeah, I just want to hear you, you know, because obviously whatever was going on, you felt like you just wanted to pull away.
I appreciate you guys just giving my family an opportunity to be helped, but I didn't want to waste you guys' time because I believe that Mitch thought that it was all going to be about the children and they would be put on the spot and they would be required to change. And because he's now seeing that he has to do his part, I don't think he wants to. I just broke down. I was just like, I'm done.
I feel that right now I'm talking to a woman who just felt like there's no point in Jo coming in because she's not going to change the situation. Yeah?
Yeah. I know how much I love him. And I know how much my kids love him, that I don't want to give up, but I don't think it's going to change.
Small steps. You cannot be in a situation for 14 years that has been the way it has been and expect an overnight turn. Look, just in 2 days, look how the kids are. So you're not wasting my time. You're not wasting my time. Because coming here, you still need to learn about how to connect with your children. Yeah. You still need to meet the needs of all the kids. Do you understand what I'm saying? What do you want to do right now?
Just trying to make it work.
There needs to be a conversation with you and Mitch, and I think you've got to put your cards on the table. This is the point where it's, you know, it's kind of make or break.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.